scholars, it's Mr. Alan and it's science time. Join me as I take you through the world of science. Today we'll be looking at the topic plants part 3, which is a continuation from the previously treated topics. But before I move on, let me do a quick recap of what we did in our last class. In the last class, we looked at how plants live in the sea and in the desert. That is to say, plant life in the sea and in the desert. And for the plants that live in the desert, we say they have the ability to adapt to a very low amount of rainfall, high temperature, and a very dry or arid environment. And we focus more on the cactus plant. Also, we look at plants in the sea and we focus on seaweeds of different species. We looked at some of the adaptations, how they are well suited for life in the sea. And we also went further to look at how plants and animal carcasses or bodies led to the formation of peat and crude oil billions of years ago. I believe that was a good refresher. So quickly, I'll take you through what we are focusing on today, and we're looking at how plants make their own food, and we look at the process of photosynthesis. Plants make their own food while animals depend on already made food produced by plants. In a simple term, plants have the ability to make or manufacture or produce their own food. And which process leads to that? Let's take a look at the process of photosynthesis. So on this chart with me, I have the process of photosynthesis. And on this chart, I'll be taking you through the process bit by bit, and I hope you do follow. The first thing we should look at or consider is the energy from the sun. Quickly, the sun burns two gases known as hydrogen and helium, which produces heat and light energy. But in the process of photosynthesis, all the plant requires is the light energy. Light from the sun falls on the plant. As you can see here, sun's rays and the light energy falls on the plant, and the leaves perform a very special function of capturing and storing that energy in a pigment called chlorophyll. It is a green colored pigment that makes leaves to have their green characteristic color. Also, the leaf serves another purpose or function by absorbing air prevails around the plant. But in the air, what it is focused in taking or absorbing is the carbon dioxide. So as you can see here, carbon dioxide from the air also gets stored in the leaf and is collected through the stomata. These red dots or pores represent the stomata. After that happens, the next thing that happens is from the root of the plant. As you can see here, the root absorbs water from the soil, which is carried through the body of the plant by the stem to the leaves. It combines with the stored energy and the carbon dioxide that was collected from the environment, thereby making plant food. So we call this process photosynthesis. Here on this chart, photo simply means light. Synthesis means combination. So to define photosynthesis, photosynthesis is simply a process through which green plants manufacture their own food in the presence of sunlight by using inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide and water, as earlier discussed. And this chart goes further to show us the process. And after this formation, what is formed in the leaf is called glucose or starch. And that is the form in which plants store or make their own food for the plant's growth and development to produce fruits and seeds. And in turn, animals which depend on ready-made food come to feed on plants that have already made its own food through the process of photosynthesis. This process continues from one generation to another, thereby making food availability always ready and fit for eating by animals. And animals in turn will release carbon dioxide, and the plants take up this carbon dioxide in return, and the cycle continues. So on this chart here, you can see these leaves. This is the leaf that does a very great job of absorbing the carbon dioxide and also collects the sun's energy and store in a green pigment called chlorophyll. So a quick summary of what I just said or did is on this chart. I call it the summary chart. Now, CO2 is the chemical formula for carbon dioxide. When it combines with water, H2O, plus chlorophyll in the leaves of plants, plus energy from the sun, gives us the product glucose, starch, or you can also call it sugar. And the formula is C6H12O6. The C stands for carbon, H stands for hydrogen, the O stands for oxygen, which gives us plant food. And when plants feed on this to grow, in turn, we depend on it for our own growth and development, and the cycle continue. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Have a wonderful time. Thank you.